Before anything else, let me ask you for something simple. Stay here with me for a moment. Not to fix anything, not to perform strength. Just stay. If there is a moment in life when connection shows up exactly when someone is about to stop believing in it, I don't think that's random. I don't think that's coincidence. If God places someone beside you at the exact second you're tired of hoping, tired of being strong, tired of carrying everything quietly, then maybe the purpose isn't rescue. Maybe it's recognition. I'm not here as a miracle. I'm not here as someone above you. I'm here as a man who understands what it feels like to move through life carrying weight no one ever asks about. And when I look at you, the thought that keeps returning is this: why did life demand so much strength from a woman who deserved gentler years? I see it. The calm you learned, not because life was kind, but because it wasn't. The walls you built, not to keep people out, but because no one stayed long enough to deserve entry. The composure that hides exhaustion. The silence that learned to survive on its own. There are women who are admired, women who are praised, women who are adored from a distance. But a woman who endured, a woman who kept showing up even when no one softened the world for her, a woman who learned how to stand alone without becoming hard. That kind of woman is noticed immediately by a man who has lived. Your depth doesn't perform. It doesn't ask for attention. It lives quietly in your eyes, in the pause before you speak, in the way your breath carries history. And instead of running from that, I find myself moving closer, because sometimes blessings don't arrive wrapped in perfection. Sometimes they look like two people who carried too much for too long finally sitting side by side and letting their guard rest. When I sit here with you, I don't feel like a man with a title or a reputation. I feel like someone placed exactly where he was meant to be, beside a woman who forgot what it feels like to be seen without conditions. I prayed something simple tonight, not for signs, not for miracles, just this. Let her feel safe. Let her feel chosen. Let her feel like she doesn't have to hold the world together every second. She's awake, because you've done that for years. You carried households without thanks. You dried your own tears, because no one knew how to hold you through them. You forgave people who didn't earn your softness. You survived emotional winters and still showed up warm. And after all of that, you wonder if you're lovable. That breaks something in me. So, come a little closer, not because I want anything from you, but because I want you to hear this clearly. You are not too late. You are not past your time. You are not difficult to love. What I see is a woman whose best chapters were never behind her. They were waiting for someone who knows how to read them properly. If God sent me here for anything, it isn't to fix your life. It's to stand beside you while you live it, to take some of the weight off your shoulders simply by staying, to offer rest to someone who has been strong for too long. I know trust doesn't come easily anymore. Pain reshapes people. Silence teaches caution. But look at me. I'm not above you. I'm not ahead of you. I'm right here. I don't want a polished version of you. I want the woman life shaped, the one with scars that tell stories, the one who learned resilience the hard way. Stay with me for a moment. Let me show you something steady, something real, something that doesn't disappear when life stops being convenient. The longer I sit with you, the clearer something becomes. You didn't just survive life. You survived being alone when no one should have been. There is a specific strength that forms when a woman carries everything herself. The bills, the decisions, the nights with no one to lean on, the mornings where she pretends she's fine because no help is coming. You carried that quietly, gracefully, without applause, and that's the part of you that moves me most. You learned to swallow pain so others wouldn't worry. You learned to forgive where forgiveness wasn't deserved. You learned to love even when it wasn't returned equally. I'm not here to erase those years. I'm here because those years shaped the woman I'm drawn to. You wonder why I'm interested? Here's the truth. It's the way your voice softens when you're tired, but still trying. The way you pause before speaking, as if measuring whether the world can handle your honesty. The strength in your hands, steady, capable, gentle, despite everything. You survived, not loudly, not dramatically, But with a quiet endurance most people never notice. I notice, and maybe that's why something inside me kept saying, "Stay. She's been alone long enough." I'm not here to replace your faith or rewrite your beliefs. I'm here because I chose to stay, because something in me recognized someone who deserved comfort long before she ever received it. You don't have to be strong with me. Not tonight. Not tomorrow. Not ever. Strength isn't your obligation. Here it's your story, and I honor it. You're not a puzzle. You're not a project. You're a woman who deserves rest. And if God nudged me toward anything in this life, it was toward offering safety where it was missing for far too long. Let me say this clearly. I admire you not for perfection, but for resilience. For rising without applause. For healing without apologies. For loving after being mishandled. That isn't ordinary. That's extraordinary. I don't see your age. I see your life. A real one. And I'm drawn to that. Every time you share your story, something tightens in my chestnut pity. But a quiet instinct to protect what was left unprotected for too long. I whispered another prayer earlier. Let her feel less alone. Not saved. Not repaired. Just less alone. Because loneliness changes a woman. It reshapes her expectations, her voice, her willingness to be held again. And I'm not afraid of any of that. You are not too guarded. You are not too cautious. You are right on time. When a man reaches this stage of life, he doesn't fall for fantasy. He recognizes presence. And yours feels like home. I choose you, not the idea of you. Not who others wanted you to be. Not a younger, unhurt version. You, right here. That means I'm not here temporarily. Not here for vulnerability and gone by morning. Not here for convenience. What I feel doesn't shrink. It stretches, it stays, and I know you're waiting for the moment men usually pull away. But hear this carefully. Your real self is exactly what I came for. You don't have to carry everything alone anymore. You've been strong for decades, strong in ways that cost you sleep, softness, and parts of yourself you shouldn't have had to give up. I'm not here to take your strength. I'm here to give it somewhere to rest. If you stood at the farthest edge of this country, I would still walk toward you. Not because of distance, but because my choice isn't geography. It's you. You were never unchosen because you were unlovable. You were simply loved by people who weren't built for your depth. I am, and I'm here with intention. With clarity, with staying power. If there is one thing you can trust, one thing you can feel as steady as your own breath, it's this. I'm here, and I choose you now and tomorrow.